A handful of spices, 3 pounds of chuck, 1 slow cooker, and 8 hours. This is how you make barbacoa when you're tired and broke. So let's head over to my tiny little kitchen and get started. Now, an authentic barbacoa is where you take an entire animal and you put it in a huge pit in the ground, cover it up with hot rocks and banana leaves and bury it and let it cook for hours. Well, we don't have a whole animal, we don't have a large pit, nor do we have hot rocks and banana leaves. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cheat and we're gonna use the slow cooker. So let's head over here and see what it is we need. All right, here's a quick rundown of everything that I'm using. For veggie, we got the usual suspects. I got some onions, some jalapenos, some garlic, cilantro, avocado, and limes. For seasonings, we got ground black pepper, smoked paprika, oregano, cumin, bay leaves. It calls for chipotle powder. I couldn't find any, so I'm using Anchor chili powder. Of course, it's not the same thing, but we're gonna make it work. Some plain salt, apple cider vinegar, extra virgin olive oil, 1 cup of beef broth. I have better than bouillon and water. It's just gonna have to do it. I got 3 pounds of chuck roast, some lime juice, and street tacos. You know, you gotta have those. And of course, it's all going in my 7-quart Hamilton Beach slow cooker. All right, this is everything. Let's get this prepped up. All right, first thing we wanna do is our prep. So I'm gonna dice up half an onion. I chopped up 4 or 5 cloves of garlic and make sure to salt and pepper all sides of my beef. Get a pan nice and hot with a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna sear off all sides and get the meat, you know, nice and brown, get some color on it. And here I'm just cutting it up a little bit, the big roast, because it was just a little too big, a little more surface area. All right, now time for our marinade. I use 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of the chili powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of cumin, and I had to put another teaspoon of oregano in, and half a teaspoon of black pepper, as well as 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1/4 cup of lime juice, and 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna mix that up, and that is gonna be our marinade. As you can see, I got the meat in the crock pot. I'm gonna go ahead and put the marinade in there and make sure to get it all over all sides of the beef. 1 cup of beef broth, the onion and the garlic goes in, mix that up. And 2 bay leaves, lids on, put it on low for 8 hours, and we'll be back. All right, now this needs 8 hours on low, but you don't need to watch that, but we do need to go over and settle a case in Alfredo's court. Then we'll come back and finish up these tacos. Roy is on trial for cooking homemade meals. The defense claims innocence. The prosecution disagrees. This is Alfredo's court. All rise. The Honorable Alfredo presiding. You may be seated. Now I have some breadsticks cooking in the back, so let's move this along. Counselor? Your Honor, the accused, Mr. Broke Gourmet here, is charged with cooking from scratch. No box, no microwave. From scratch? Your Honor, my client was under extreme circumstances. He had tons of time on his hands, and he had a cupboard full of spices. I just chopped an onion, sir. This isn't the Food Network, Counselor. This is frozen food court. It doesn't work that way here. We recommend the maximum penalty, Your Honor. Put him someplace where TV dinners is all he's ever gonna have. I'm gonna let you off with a warning this time, mister. But Your Honor, if people realize that cooking from scratch is cheaper and easier, then I'm out of business. Case dismissed. All right, let's take a look. Oh man, that looks perfect. All right, now we need to get this meat transferred into this dish. We're gonna shred it up, and back in here it goes. All right, all the meat goes out into this glass dish. I'm gonna take a fork, and I'm just gonna start shredding it up. Gotta get it all nice and pulled apart. Look at that, it just pulls right apart like it's nothing. All right, back in the dish it goes with all them juices, and we're gonna let it cook. All right, look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. All right, we're gonna put a cap on it. And we're gonna let it sit for about another 20 minutes. And then we'll prep up, or while that's sitting, we can prep up for our tacos. All right, now I took this time to go ahead and prep up all my goodies. All right, this is ready. Got some tortillas ready, got the fixings ready. Let's load these puppies up. Well, there you have it, slow cooker barbacoa at its finest. I got a whole pot of it now. I'm gonna have to take it over to some friends and share, I think, but not before I gotta try this out. Put a little lime on here. Oh yeah. I've been waiting 8 hours for this. That was a big bite. You know what? It's so tender. The spices were a perfect combination. Nothing overpowering itself. And that lime, we really got to have the lime at the end there, and the fresh onion. Oh my God, and the avocado. Hey, thanks for watching. If you guys like what I do on my channel, like my video, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.